top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Susan Rodriguez admits ownership of property and company in the USA, says everything is above board. A&B calls for an investigation into corruption allegations leveled against Tourism Minister Susan Rodriguez. Stop interference in Venezuela. Activists say the US is trampling on international law. GECOM begins 2026 claims and objections exercise. And in sport, Guyanese sprint star KELIZA Smith officially signed on to Louisiana State University's track and field program. HGP Nightly News begins now. To know this evening. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Susan Rodriguez has confirmed that she owns property and a company in the United States of America. Here are the details. After owning up to property in the United States, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Susan Rodriguez insists that everything was acquired legally and is above board. But official documents obtained by Nightly News are now adding important context to that disclosure and fuels growing political pressure over transparency and asset declarations. The minister said she can legally account for all of her assets. While she did not outline specific funding sources, Rodriguez stated that properties acquired in Guyana and the United States were financed through mortgages. She also noted, as a politically exposed person, her financial transactions would have been subjected to stringent checks. However, documents obtained by Nightly News provide a clearer picture of one of those acquisitions. This document is an official warranty deed filed in Broward County, Florida. Public records show that on March 11, 2024, a residential property was purchased for US $540,000 in Lauderhill, Florida. The seller was Amil Dial Homes LLC. The buyer was Susan Margaret Rodriguez, listed as single, with the property registered in her personal name. Notably, the deed records no mortgage attached to the transaction, meaning the purchase was not financed through a bank loan as reflected on the public record. Shortly after that purchase, a second filing appears. It shows the property being transferred from Rodriguez to an LLC for a nominal US $10, a commonly used legal mechanism for moving a personally owned asset into a company structure. Records indicate that the company belongs to her. In effect, the documents confirm that Rodriguez personally bought the property for $540,000, remained the beneficial owner throughout, and that the later transfer did not amount to a resale, only a change in how the asset is held. Put simply, the house was always hers. The documents clearly establish who bought the property and for how much. It does not explain how the funds were sourced, nor whether the asset was declared at each stage as required. Those unanswered questions have now become central to the political debate. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, leader of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity Party, Simona Brooms, has added her voice to the growing number of political voices calling for the removal and subsequent investigation of Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Susan Rodriguez.
By no strip of imagination, to buy a place for $540,000, which is 113 and more million Guyana dollars. How is she going to afford to do that?
That was leader of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, ALP, Simona Brooms, who reaffirmed that her party believes in the commitment to integrity, transparency, and accountability in public office. According to official government salary scales, a junior minister's net monthly salary is Guyana $1,608,214, resulting in an estimated net earnings of approximately Guyana $96.5 million over 5 years. At current exchange rates, Brooms reminded the overseas property in question is valued at approximately Guyana $113.4 million, a figure that exceeds 5 years of total net ministerial earnings before accounting for personal expenses.
The source of fund, where you get this money, how you get it, where's the paper trail behind this money? Susan should resign. Susan not only should resign, but there must be an investigation.
In addition to the foreign property, Brooms stressed that Rodrigues is alleged to be the owner of several multi-million-dollar properties in Guyana and a fleet of high-value vehicles. This raises a legitimate public question. How can such assets be financed on a minister's salary alone? Brooms is of the view that the Guyanese people deserve clear and verifiable answers. The ALP therefore calls on Minister Susan Rodrigues to 1. Publicly account for the full source of funds used in the acquisition of the overseas property and other major assets. 2. Release a complete and verifiable paper trail, including mortgage instruments, loan agreements, repayment schedules, and declared assets. 3. Confirm compliance with all statutory disclosure requirements, including filings with the Integrity Commission. And finally, submit to an independent review of the transactions to remove any perception of conflict or influence. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
A peaceful picket exercise targeting U.S. military involvement in the Caribbean took place in Georgetown Wednesday. Organizers are calling for an end to what they describe as U.S. imperialism, extrajudicial killings, and violations of regional sovereignty. Here's more. A small but vocal protest at the northwestern end of the United States Embassy in Georgetown happened on Wednesday. Activists demonstrated against what they describe as United States military and political interference in the region, particularly in Venezuela.
That military intervention and so on is a violation of international law. It's a violation of the UN Charter. And it is also because people in the United States of America, some of the people in Congress, their own Congress people, are saying it is also a violation of the Constitution of the United States of America.
The picket exercise was framed as a show of support for territorial integrity and sovereignty in the Caribbean and the wider Americas. What would you like to see the United States do differently?
Well, I would like to see the United States behaves in accordance with international law. It's as simple as that. That's all we're asking.
Organizers accuse the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump of trampling on international law and targeting Venezuela in an effort to seize control of its oil resources.
You cannot just go in there and abduct and kidnap people, the president of another country, sovereign country, because the reason is oil. Just as it was in Iraq, just as it is in Guyana, you think that they care about me and you and Guyana and our this and our that and our border. Not at all. It is only to protect American interests, which is called OIL.
They allege that U.S. actions amount to military intervention, extrajudicial killings, and violations of the Caribbean's long-standing designation as a zone of peace. Those on the picket line called for the rejection of what it labels U.S. imperialism and urges Caribbean governments to resist foreign military involvement in the region. Importantly, the protest also carried a clear demand directed at Georgetown. What specific stance would you like to see the government of Guyana take on this entire operation in Venezuela?
Well, I would like to see the government denounce the action. That's the first thing. I would like to see the government distance itself from it. Just when you hear that Robert Prasad is actually being praised by Marco Rubio, the most right-wing and rabid politicians there is in the United States of America.
The picket comes against the backdrop of heightened regional sensitivity over Venezuela, oil resources, and security arrangements in the Caribbean, with Guyana occupying a strategically important position in ongoing geopolitical tensions and the recent capture of Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
I'm sorry. I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting's and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Guys, y'all know the song? A rich mama want for the Christmas. Favorite song.
All right, Max, everybody, it's time for me to go.
You're leaving already? Be safe on the road, you know. Don't drink and drive.
Nah, Auntie Grace, I would never do that. Christmas is about joy, not accidents. Real talk. Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay safe.
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Monrepo, East Coast, Marara, or call 220-9624-629-4021 or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. We tell you now that Dr. Mark Curtin, Director of the Center for International and Border Studies, is of the staunch view that the time has come for members of the Caribbean community to be unified amid the recent U.S. military strikes on Venezuela. With his expertise in international relations, the academic said the recent occurrence can spark serious implications on intra and extra trade, among other key areas. Antonio Day reports.
This assault on the sovereignty and the reduction or the violation of international law allows CARICOM, I think, to have a review of the whole integration effort. And the very fact that countries can now together chart a way forward outside of Petro-Caribbean, for example, in the context of supply of oil, that we can together work to overcome some of those difficulties which face the region.
Issue statements of condemnations deeming these actions a flagrant violation of a country's national sovereignty. Political and foreign relation pundits fear that if not resolved amicably, this occurrence can gravely impact the Western Hemisphere, including small island developing states. Dr. Curtin, however, alluding to the principles of diplomacy in the midst of adversity, said that maturity and multilateralism is needed.
We have had disagreements, we've had concerns, we have had disunity, levels of disorganization, but I believe that as responsible leaders, I would hope, that we can go put behind us some of the acrimony that is now permeating the Caribbean community.
The director of the Center for International and Border Studies noted that adversarial matters require different approaches.
Come up with new ideas, fresh approaches, which could benefit countries and the people of the region.
Dr. Curtin highlighted some of the foreseeable implications the recent developments can have on the Western Hemisphere in the absence of a pragmatic approach.
Any loss of maritime and airspace or any reduction in travel is already impacting tourism in some of the states. This is a high season for tourism, and tourism is a major foreign currency earner for several of those Eastern Caribbean states.
He also referenced implications for countries whose economies are heavily dependent on oil, as well as serious consequences on intra and extra trade between Caribbean states. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A developing story, vendors plying their trade between New Market and East Streets were given 3 days to remove all encumbrances from this area. You'll hear more from Antonio Day.
Within days of the new year, vendors who ply their trade in the vicinity of the Georgetown Public Hospital cooperation between New Market and East Streets will now have to think their next move amid a lawyer's letter sent to the Mayor and City Council requesting their removal within 3 days. According to the lawyer's letter seen by Nightly News, the presence of the vendors severely impedes access to the GPAC's facilities, both by medical and professional staff, and most importantly, patients seeking medical services. This newscast spoke with the itinerant vendors, some of whom are single mothers and parents, who had this to say.
Tomorrow we'll be there to confirm what is it, the process, why we have to move, and if we have to move, where we will be going. So I like how we have to move. I would like to know what's the next move, where we will be going. Because I have my home I have to take care of, I have bills and so forth.
To just move people without relocating them, it's very much hard because it's like you taking bread out of people's mouth. Now people got kids, people got bills, people got things to do. I got rent to pay, I got my kids to send to school. This is my daily income to pack me son, me train them by as a single mother of 2. It's very unfair. Where we going?
A father who was once a vendor but now supervises his daughter's son says that the situation can be handled amicably without impacting incomes of many. Mayor of Georgetown Alfred Mentor was apprised of the subject matter by Town Clerk Acting Candace Nelson during a statutory meeting on Monday at the Kitty Market Boardroom. Mentor, when contacted, briefly told Nightly News that he intends to engage the CEO of the GPAC, Robbie Ramaran, on the way forward as means of arriving at a solution so that the livelihoods of the vendors will not be impacted. While the Georgetown Mayor and City Council are currently working out solutions to promote an orderly fashion of the vending in commercial zones, Mayor Mentor said that there must be alternative locations to house these vendors before resorting to their removal. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Guyana's claims and objections exercise is now underway, with the Attorney General urging political parties and citizens alike to make use of the process to ensure a clean and credible voters list. Tiana Cole reports.
With the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM having commenced the claims and objections exercise on January 5, 2026, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anne Nandlal explained that the National Registration Act provides for 2 periods each year during which the voters' register is suspended to facilitate claims and objections.
That claims and objections is the mechanism that allows for unlawful names and names that should not be on the list to be removed.
The Attorney General emphasized that the process is currently ongoing.
I am calling on the PNC, APNU, all those who have the tendency and the proclivity to allege that the registration lists and consequently the voters' lists are bloated to go now and remove the bloat.
Nandlal noted that the law now provides an opportunity for the opposition to address the concerns they have raised about a bloated voters list, adding that he remains adamant they will not take advantage of the process.
And I hope that the election observers who spoke about this in their reports are hearing me. I hope they are hearing that I'm calling on the opposition, who told them that the list is bloated by tens of thousands.
Meanwhile, the Guyana Elections Commission is encouraging all eligible persons and registered electors to participate in the exercise to ensure accuracy and credibility of the official list of electors. GECOM commenced the National Claims and Objections exercise on Monday, January 5, 2026, as part of the process to finalize Guyana's official list of electors, OLE. According to the Commission, the exercise is being conducted using the preliminary list of electors, PLE, which has been posted at prominent locations in all the registration divisions and subdivisions at every GECOM permanent registration office nationwide and on the Commissioner's official website. Eligible persons wishing to make a claim must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for the area of residence or on before January 18, 2026. During the Claims and Objections exercise, GECOM registration offices will open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 1800 hours and on Saturday and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 1400 hours. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
GECOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing January 5, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you will be 18 years or older by December 31, 2025, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM will be posting the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Sunday, January 18, 2026 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact the GECOM on 2250-278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
I'm sorry, I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. It's citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Growing public concern over the conduct and accountability of lawyers has prompted renewed calls for reform. The Attorney General says the legal profession must now confront its shortcomings. Tiana Cole is on this story.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anand Nandlal has revealed that the judiciary is calling for a comprehensive review of the Legal Practitioners Act. He says he fully supports the move and will be engaging the executive of the Guyana Bar Association over the coming months to advance the process.
The Legal Practitioners Act must be reviewed. A stronger disciplinary framework, a framework that extracts a greater degree of accountability and responsibility from the legal profession must be installed.
The Attorney General stressed that there have been numerous complaints from members of the public regarding the treatment they receive from their attorneys, including allegations of negligence and dishonest conduct.
We have to be candid and we have to accept the need to reform ourselves. The legal profession is a great profession.
He underscored that no other profession plays as pivotal a role in the administration of justice and the functioning of society as the legal profession.
We need to modernize the entire environment in which the legal profession is operating. We need a former and a more transparent system to ensure discipline and to impose appropriate sanctions commensurate with the finding of culpability.
Nandlal also warned that actions will be taken against so-called touts, individuals who are not qualified attorneys but continue to perform legal functions, including some justices of the peace and commissioners of oaths.
Persons who are not qualified and who purports to administer legal advice and to draw people's legal documents and who are not trained to do so because the work is not done in accordance with law. They cause those people to lose their properties, lose millions of dollars.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A review on roadworks being executed between Good Success to Temeri was carried out by Public Works Minister One Edgel.
The address, including the removal of billboards that are blocking the view of drivers. You can't see nothing coming around the turn.
That was Minister of Public Works One Edgel after meeting with the contractor, supervisory consultant, the Guyana Police Force and technical staff on the Good Success to Temeri Road project. He was updated on the progress made thus far on the road and indicated some challenges he observed while traversing the stretch of road.
So once you start working on that, you'll have another issue. So we gotta get in the drains and the culverts.
Edgel highlighted anticipated challenges when works commence on the construction of the expanded roundabout at the Suzaik-Linden Junction. Since the construction of the stretch of road, commuters have complained of the management of the traffic, which has caused long delays and contributed to airline delays, while passengers missed their flights. The contractors were read the Riot Act by the President, and there has been marked improvement in traffic management since. The minister also addressed the CCTV cameras in the area.
I'm glad that we're getting the cameras operational so we could see mischief when it is being done in the area.
Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Guys, y'all know the song? A rich man may want for the Christmas. Favorite song.
All right, Max, everybody, I guess it's time for me to go.
You're leaving already? Be safe on the road, you know. Don't drink and drive.
Nah, Auntie Grace, I would never do that. Christmas is about joy, not accidents. Real talk. Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay safe.
It's Christmas at Survival Supermarket, and our year-end promotion is bigger than ever.
For every $5,000 you spend, you can win one of 30 prizes. One of 4 Samsung double-door refrigerators, one of 4 Samsung washing machines, one of 4 Samsung 58-inch televisions, one of 4 Members Mark sofa sets, one of 4 portable music systems, one of 4 grocery vouchers valued $50,000 each, and one of 3 sets of car rims, and one of 3 trips to local resorts. The Survival Christmas promotion begins December 4th, with the final drawing on December 23rd, 2026, and the grand presentation on January 30th at our new Little Diamond supermarket. Yes, this Christmas, spend $5,000 and enter to win fantastic prizes at all branches of Survival Supermarket. Happy holidays and great shopping to you all.
GECOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing January 5, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE, if you will be 18 years or older by December 31, 2025, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. You are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM will be posting the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether the particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as a person you are objecting to. You must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. It is an offense to make false objections. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Thursday, January 22, 2026. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. Venezuela's main opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, has vowed to return home quickly, praising U.S. President Donald Trump for toppling her enemy, Nicolas Maduro, and declaring her movement ready to win a free election. Trump appears, however, to hope for now to work with interim President Delcy Rodriguez and other senior officials from Maduro's government, disappointing the opposition and contributing to the nervousness gripping Venezuela. I am planning to go back to Venezuela as soon as possible, said Machado, 58, an industrial engineer and mother of 3 who escaped from Venezuela in disguise in October to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, which she dedicated to Trump. Machado said she had not spoken to Trump since October 10, when the Nobel Award was announced. He has said the United States needs to help address Venezuela's problems before any new elections, calling a 30-day timeline for a vote unrealistic. The opposition, some international observers and many U.S. allies say the opposition was cheated of the victory in the 2024 election, from which Machado was banned and an ally stood instead. But Trump has said she lacks support in Venezuela. The Trump administration has put Venezuela's hardline Interior Minister on notice that he could be at the top of its target list unless he helps interim President Delcy Rodriguez meet U.S. demands and keep order following the toppling of Nicolas Maduro, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. Diosdado Cabello, who controls security forces, accused of widespread human rights abuses, is one of a handful of Maduro loyalists that President Donald Trump has decided to rely on as temporary rulers to maintain stability during a transition period, said one source briefed on the administration's thinking. U.S. officials are especially concerned that Cabello, given his record of repression and history of rivalry with Rodriguez, could play the spoiler and are seeking to force his cooperation, even as they look for ways to eventually push him out of power and into exile, said sources who spoke on condition of anonymity. In the meantime, they have communicated to Cabello via intermediaries that if he is defiant, he could face a similar fate to Maduro, the authoritarian leader captured in a U.S. raid on Saturday and whisked away to New York to face prosecution on narco-terrorism charges, or could see his life in danger, the source said. Brazil's Supreme Court Justice Alexander de Moraes on Tuesday denied a request by former President Jair Bolsonaro to immediately leave prison for a test in a hospital in Brasilia after falling and hitting his head, the court decision showed. The 70-year-old right-wing leader fell while sleeping and hit his head on a piece of furniture, his wife Michelle Bolsonaro wrote on Instagram earlier in the day. Brazil's federal police said in a statement that Bolsonaro received initial medical treatment yesterday morning, adding that the federal police doctor found minor injuries and saw no need for hospitalization. Any referral to a hospital depends on authorization from the Supreme Court, it added. Citing the police report, Moraes said in his decision that there is no need for Bolsonaro to be immediately taken to the hospital. Moraes said that the defense has the right to request exams for Bolsonaro, but the lawyers must schedule them in advance and provide information justifying the procedures. The Supreme Court Justice also asked Bolsonaro's legal defense to specify which exams the ex-president wants to take so the court can verify if the prison system can conduct them. Bolsonaro underwent a series of medical procedures in December to treat a hernia and hiccups. He was discharged from hospital on January 1 and taken back to the federal police, where he is serving a 27-year sentence for plotting a coup after losing the 2022 presidential election. The former president was stabbed in the abdomen during a 2018 campaign event and has a history of hospitalizations and surgeries related to the attack. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
Delvin Neblet is up next with HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Wednesday, January 7, 2026. We begin tonight with chess. The Guyana Chess Federation is set to open its 2026 season on Saturday, January 10, with the National Under-12 Rapid Chess Championships at the new ACADO building on Heroes Highway, East Bank, Demerara. Sponsored by ACADO Guyana under the Moo Milk brand, the event is expected to attract over 50 players. Boys and girls will compete in the Under-12, Under-10, and Under-8 categories. Top contenders on the boys' side include Javier Devenand, Veer Narayan, Aiden Tinney, and Aryan Tinney, while the girls will feature the likes of Sora Ruplal, Amy Ramphal, and Divya Prasad. With matches set to commence at 9 hours 30, the tournament will be played over 7 Swiss rounds with a 15-minute plus 5-second time control. Into athletics, Guyanese sprint star KELIZA Smith has officially been signed to the Louisiana State University's track and field program. After 2 dominant seasons at the Barton Community College in Kansas, the Region 3 native will now join fellow Guyanese athletes Malachi Austin and Atalia Hinkson in her junior year under head coach Dennis Shaver. Smith is a Guyanese national champion, NJCAA 60-meter champion, and one of the most decorated junior college sprinters with 15 first-team All-American honors. Internationally, she is Guyana's first ever bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the Islamic Solidarity Games and also a bronze medalist in the 200 meters at the Junior Pan American Games. Moving into cricket, the West Indies Under-19 team will commence their 2026 ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup campaign against Tanzania at the HP Oval in Namibia on January 15. Led by the prolific Barbadian opener Joshua Doan, the side will feature 2 Guyanese players. All-rounder Jonathan Van Lang, who is also a reigning national doubles champion in table tennis, and wicketkeeper batter Shamor Apple, who recently became the second youngest player in Guyana's history to be selected to the senior men's side. Both players departed Guyana to join the squad in Barbados earlier today. Much is expected from Antiguan superstar Joel Andrew, who finished with the most runs for the West Indies in 2024 and now has experience at the international level, having played 5 T20Is and 3 one-day internationals. The West Indies last won the ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup in 2016 under the leadership of Guyanese middle order batter Shimron Hetmeyer. Still in cricket, more than 500,000 in cash and prizes will be on offer when action takes place in the annual Kevin Sinclair Foundation Tape Ball Tournament at the Georgetown Cricket Club ground on January 11th. With the support of Trophy Stall, Genuine Auto Sales, Skeldon Energy Inc., and Anil Bihari Real Estate and General Business Services, the one-day event will feature 10 male teams and 4 female teams, with matches commencing at 9:30. Teams that have already confirmed their participation include the Mahdi Movement's family, Eccles All-Stars, Team Sip and Play, and Team Corruption. The benefactor, Kevin Sinclair, is a Berbice-born Guyanese all-rounder who has featured in 4 tests, 6 T20Is, and 7 one-day internationals for the West Indies. Finally, in archery, Guyana held their national ranking event at the Everest Cricket Club ground in Georgetown on Wednesday. G1 Rampersad emerged as champion in the men's recurve category ahead of Lucas Chung in second and Trevon Waldron in third. In the women's recurve, Karen Onikatopin prevailed over Rushini Budu, while Mahendra Chattogram secured victory in the men's barebow category ahead of Nolan Gray and Richard Duki. The women's barebow category was won by Melissa Ramnarayan with Esleen Gomes in second and Suzanne Afonso in third. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblet reminding you to stay in the game.
Rodrigues confirms ownership of property and company in the USA, says everything is above board. ALP calls for an investigation into corruption allegations leveled against Tourism Minister Susan Rodrigues. Stop interference in Venezuela. Activists say the U.S. is trampling on international law. GECOM begins 2026 claims and objections exercise. AG calls on oppositions to remove BLOAT. And in sport, Guyanese sprint star KELIZA Smith officially signed on to Louisiana State University's track and field program. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.